What's up, Super Fun Force? Captain Gamester here, and today I want to talk about my top 5 favorite TCGs, aka CCGs, collectible card games, trading card games, and we're going to get right into it. Number 5, Key Forge. By the creator of the original Magic the Gathering. When it came out, people were like, this is Magic the Gathering 2.0. It has a very fun, streamlined system, and it did away with a lot of the weaknesses of Magic, which in a sense are also part of its fun gameplay, and that is, in Magic, you have to play land cards to use as resources to pay for your other cards. And, you know, depending on how RNG is working for you or against you, whatever, you might get games where you don't get any land and you can't do anything. You might get games where you have too much land. And finally, what makes Magic cool is all of these effects you can play, all these different cards you can play in response to your other players, like, you know, I play this and I cast this in response, and I cast this and I cast this and I cast that, and you do the stack and you have all this stuff going on. So this kind of simplifies it by not making it super, you know, complex in that regard. But I think what happened is a lot of people saw this as more of a board game. All right, so now in Keyforge, let me quickly go over the main concept. It basically takes place in this super fantasy hybrid world. It has a great theme. It's, you know, more cartoony and definitely, again, accessible to all ages. And there's different houses, essentially. You know, you have like knights, you have barbarians, dinosaurs, space people, aliens, all this stuff, you know, android robots. And that's the houses instead of the colors. And then when you buy a deck, you randomly get a unique deck that there can be no other version of, with 3 of the houses. See, so this has the Logos robots, the knights, and the aliens, basically. And you get your deck list right there. So what you want to do, instead of just beating your opponent up and making them reach 0 HP, you're trying to forge 3 keys down here by taking actions to collect these basic ambers, what they're called, amber tokens. And then you want to, again, try to forge 3 keys, be the first one to do so, and you win. All right, so again, the flavor is super diverse. It's very fun. It's easy to get into because the main takeaway from this game is you really only need 1 deck to play, right? And then your opponent obviously needs 1 deck as well. The only downside to that is you don't get all of these tokens, but I don't think that's a problem because you can easily just make your own tokens or use your own tokens. The other option is you can spend a little bit more and get one of these 2-player starter sets, and that comes with the punched out cardboard tokens for you to use. But again, I never had this issue. As soon as the game started, I just, you know, got my own tokens, whatever, and I was ready to go. And I want to say shouts out to my nephew Mikey A88 for getting me this for Christmas at Target. Yes, this game was available for Target at a good time, so that was great to see it succeed. Right now, I want to caution you, the game is on hiatus, so the future is uncertain, and I just want to make it clear that, again, this game is super fun to play as a mix between card games and board games. I understand people's critiques. And while I collected it a lot in the beginning, like I was buying tons of decks, and the fun to me was like, once I understood what the cards were doing and I was seeing awesome combos, I was like, I want to hunt out a deck that has this combination of houses and has the combination of cards. Now, what to me ended up putting this down below is that the aftermarket collectability of this, once it leveled off, it just kind of lost value, and I understand why. And it's also because the game doesn't allow you to customize your decks. So its greatest feature is also its greatest weakness. And that, to me, basically after like the first year and a half, I was like, oh man, I really miss the ability to customize my decks. This is why I got into card games. And I can still see myself playing this game though. Like if the game continues to go forward and they release a new set, I can see myself picking up 1 or 2 decks, you know, for fun, just randomly grabbing one and seeing what I get, playing with it, discovering it, enjoying the mechanics and the new cards. And if I really like what I'm seeing, then I would probably invest a little bit more, you know, like if I'm really liking like a new house, or they release a bunch of new cards, specific flavor for a house that I've liked before, I can see myself investing a little bit more into that particular set. But it's definitely not something that like every set that comes out, you need to collect and buy all of them. No, it's more of like, hey, this is a great filler game for board game night, or you want to, you know, kind of diversify and try something that's similar to Magic, then I recommend this game. So all in all, Keyforge is a solid game. Again, with its strengths and weaknesses, we'll see if it keeps going and keeps surviving, but it's definitely worth a try. Get some of them while you can, for sure, and enjoy it for what it is.